Hello to all my story lovers. Welcome back in Storytime channel. I'm Pallavi, reading interesting story books for you. You know that I'm reading The Charlie and Chocolate Factory, written by Roald Dahl. Today we will conclude this book. Chapter number 29. The other children go home. We must go down and take a look at our little friends before we do anything else, said Mr. Wonka. He pressed a different button and the lift dropped lower, and soon it was hovering just above the entrance gates to the factory. Looking down now, Charlie could see the children and their parents standing in a little group just inside the gates. I can only see three, he said. Who is missing? I expect it's my thief, Mr. Wonka said. But he will be coming along soon. Do you see the trucks? Mr. Wonka pointed to a line of gigantic covered vans parked in a line nearby. Yes, Charlie said. What are they for? Don't you remember what it said on the golden tickets? Every child goes home with a lifetime supply of sweets. There's only truckload for each of them, loaded to the brim. Aha! Mr. Wonka went on. There goes our friend, Augustus Gloop. Would you see him? Getting into the first truck with his mother and father. You mean he is really all right? Asked Charlie, astonished, even after going up that awful pipe. He is very much all right, said Mr. Wonka. He changed, said Grandpa Joe, peering down through the glass of wall of elevator. He used to be fat. Now he is thin as a straw. Of course he would change, said Mr. Wonka, laughing. He got squeezed in the pipe. Don't you remember? And look, there goes Miss Violet Barrowgrade, the great gum chewer. It seems as though they managed to deduce her after all. I'm so glad. And how healthy she looks. Much better than before. But she is purple in the face, cried Grandpa Joe. So she is, said Mr. Wonka. Oh, well, there's nothing we can do about that. Good gracious, cried Charlie. Look at poor Veruca Salt and Mr. Salt and Mrs. Salt. They are simply covered with rubbish. And there comes my thief, said Grandpa Joe. Good heavens, what have they done to him? He is about 10 feet tall and thin as a wire. They have overstretched him on the gum stretching machine, said Mr. Wonka. How very careless. But how dreadful for him, cried Charlie. Nonsense, said Mr. Wonka. He is very lucky. Every basketball team in the country will be trying to get him. But now, he added, it is time we left these four silly children. I have something very important to talk to you about, my dear Charlie. Mr. Wonka pressed another button, and the lift swung upwards into the sky. Now, chapter number 30, Charlie Chocolate Factory. The great glass lift was now hovering high over the town. Inside the lift stood Mr. Wonka, Grandpa Joe, and little Charlie. How I love my chocolate factory, said Mr. Wonka, gazing down. Then he paused. And he turned around and looked at Charlie with a most serious expression on his face. Do you love it too, Charlie? He asked. Oh, yes, cried Charlie. I think it's the most wonderful place in the whole world. I am very pleased to hear you say that, said Mr. Wonka, looking more serious than ever. He went on staring at Charlie. Yes, he said, I am very pleased indeed to hear you say that. And now I shall tell you why. Mr. Wonka cocked his head to one side, and all at once the tiny twinkling wrinkles of smile appeared around the corners of his eyes, and he said, You see, my dear boy, I have decided to make you a present of the whole place. As soon as you are old enough to run it, the entire factory will become yours. Charlie stared at Mr. Wonka. Grandpa Joe opened his mouth to speak, but no words come out. It's quite true, Mr. Wonka said, smiling broadly now. I really am giving it to you. That's all right, isn't it? Giving it to him? Gasped Grandpa Joe. You must be joking. I'm not joking, sir. I'm deadly serious. But why should you want to give your factory to little Charlie? Listen, Mr. Wonka said. I am an old man. I am much older than you think. I can't go on forever. I have got no children of my own, no family at all. So, who is going to run the factory when I get too old to do it myself? Someone's got to keep it going, if only for the sake of the Oompa Loompas. Mind you, there are thousands of clever men who would give anything for the chance to come in and take over from me. But I don't want that sort of person. I don't want a grown up person at all. A grown up won't listen to me. He won't learn. He will try to do things his own way, not mine. So I have to have a child. I want a good, sensible, loving child, one to whom I can tell all my most precious, sweet making secrets while I am still alive. So that is why you sent out the golden tickets, cried Charlie. Exactly, said Mr. Wonka. I decided to invite 5 children to the factory, and the one I like best at the end of the day would be the winner. But Mr. Wonka, stammered Grandpa Joe, do you really and truly mean that you are giving the whole of this enormous factory to little Charlie? After all, there's no time for arguments, cried Mr. Wonka. We must go at once and fetch the rest of the family. Charlie's father and his mother and anyone else that around. They can all live in the factory from now on. They can all help to run it until Charlie is old enough to do it by himself. Where do you live, Charlie? Charlie peered down through the glass floor at the snow-covered houses that lay below. It's over there, he said, pointing. It's that little cottage right on the edge of the town, the tiny little one. I see it, cried Mr. Wonka, and he pressed some more buttons and the lift shot down towards Charlie's house. I'm afraid my mother won't come with us, Charlie said sadly. Why ever not? Because she won't leave Grandma Josephine and Grandma Georgina and Grandpa George. But they must come too. They can't, Charlie said. They are very old and they haven't been out of the bed for 20 years. Then we will take the bed along as well, with them in it, said Mr. Wonka. There's plenty of room in this lift for a bed. You couldn't get the bed out of the house, said Grandpa Joe. It won't go through the door. You must not despair, cried Mr. Wonka. Nothing is impossible. You watch. The lift was now hovering over the roof of the Bucket's little house. What are you going to do? Cried Charlie. I'm going right on in to fetch them, said Mr. Wonka. How? Asked Grandpa Joe. Through the roof, said Mr. Wonka, pressing another button. No! Shouted Charlie. Stop! Shouted Grandpa Joe. Crash went the lift right down through the roof of the house in the old people's bedroom. Showers of dust and broken tiles and bits of wood and the cockroaches and the spiders and the bricks and cement went running down on the three old ones who were lying in bed, and each of them thought that the end of the world was come. Grandma Georgina fainted. Grandma Josephine dropped her false teeth. Grandma George put his head under the blanket, and Mr. and Mrs. Bucket came rushing in from the next room. Save us! Cried Grandma Josephine. Calm yourself, my darling wife, said Grandpa Joe, stepping out of the lift. It's only us. Mother! Cried Charlie, rushing into the Mrs. Bucket's arms. Mother, mother, listen to what happened. We are all going back to live in Mr. Wonka's factory, and we are going to help him to run it. And he's given it all to me. And. What are you talking about? Said Mrs. Bucket. Just look at our house, cried poor Mr. Bucket. It's in ruins. My dear sir, said Mr. Wonka, jumping forward and shaking Mr. Bucket warmly by the hand. I am so very glad to meet you. You must not worry about your house. From now on, you are never going to need it again anyway. Who is this crazy man? Screamed Grandma Josephine. He could have killed us all. This, said Grandpa Joe, is Mr. Willy Wonka himself. It looked quite a time for Grandpa Joe and Charlie to explain to everyone exactly what had been happening to them all day, and even they all refused to ride back to the factory in the lift. I would rather die in my bed, shouted Grandma Josephine. So would I, cried Grandma Georgina. I refuse to go, announced Grandpa George. So Mr. Wonka and Grandpa Joe and Charlie, taking no notice of their screams, simply pushed the bed into the lift. They pushed Mr. and Mrs. Bucket in after it. Then they got it themselves. Mr. Wonka pressed a button. The door closed. Grandma Georgina screamed, and the lift rose up off the floor and shot through the hole in the roof out into the open sky. Charlie climbed on to the bed and tried to calm the three old people who were still petrified with fear. Please don't be frightened, he said. It's quite safe, and we are going to the most wonderful place in the world. Charlie's right, said Grandpa Joe. Will there be anything to eat when we get there? Asked Grandma Josephine. I'm starving. The whole family is starving. Anything to eat? Cried Charlie, laughing. Oh, you just wait and see. Now, this is the end of the book. Do you like the story of Charlie and the chocolate factory? Then tell me in the comment box and subscribe our channel. Like such stories. Bye bye.